Alright, welcome back. We are going to continue our Pathfinder Kingmaker journey. When we last left off, we fought some bandits, talked to Oleg, made a little bit of gold, and then in the middle of the night we're visited by a nymph. So, a lot of interesting stuff last episode. Let's see what we can accomplish this episode and keep everything rolling. I really want to check out these pits. Like this guy. Summons a red panda. Red panda's emotional support provides +1 morale bonus to saving throws. Huh. I want the cat. Oh, he's got to be right there. So it's got one charge. Huh. How does that work? Oh, I can't use them because the area. It's very interesting. Wow. Dang, man.
Tread
keep
lightly.
trying that thing. Lindsay, good morning. Just a moment. How should I put this? Oh, I know. Oh, hi. Why don't you tell me about yourself, Lindsay? What do you want to know? Where are you from? I'm from all over. I was actually born in Galt, in such a tiny village that it's not even on the maps. If it weren't for my teacher, I'd still be living there, milking goats, weeding turnips, swilling homebrew, having babies, and using books only for Kidlin. Who was your teacher? He was a true saint. He was once an important person. Sorry, you guys, I had a text. He was once an important person in the capital at the Church of Sheelan. But he got in trouble with the authorities and went on a self-imposed exile to the tiniest, most god-forsaken, priestless village he could find. The one where I was born. He wanted to open a school, but the villagers wouldn't let him. You can heal us all you like, but no putting any ideas into our children's heads. It'll only distract them from their work. But he did teach me on the sly. He taught me how to read, how to write, and he gave me books, poems, legends. He was the one who told me about the Arknights of Avistian. Which you can read about Avistian there. And when I told him I was going on a journey, he gave a magic ring to that Shevlin. He gave a magic ring so that Shevlin would protect me from harm. I haven't seen him since I ran away from home. I hope he's alright. I ask Sheelan every day to grant him a long life and new students. Arknights of Avistian, who are they? Oh, you haven't heard of them? How can you be a hero without knowing one of the most epic stories in the history of stories? No, I won't spoil anything. You should just read about them yourself. Every single chapter. Their adventures are what gave me the idea of going on a heroic quest and writing about it to begin with. And now look at me. Here I am, on a heroic quest. How did you become a bard? When I realized there was nothing for me at home besides more radish patches, I decided to run away. A traveling book peddler, Tessie the Quill, happened across our village. Well, I stuck to her like a burr and wouldn't let go until she agreed to take me as an apprentice. Sorry. Together we traveled everywhere, to Brevoy and Taldor and even Ustalav. And you can read about each of these if you want to pause and do so. And then I found out about the Academy of Grand Arts and Pathfinder. And I thought, well, I love reading stories, so I can surely learn how to write them too. I enrolled on my first try, and they even gave me a scholarship. Then they expelled me, but that's okay. They'd already taught me all the important stuff, and now, with Sheilan's help, I can manage on my own. Do you worship Sheelan? I think that's kind of obvious. Yes, not to offend the other gods, but she's the most important of them all. All the other gods guard the world as it is, but only the eternal rose, the beauty of beauty, the goddess of beauty, calls us to the world as it should be. Why are your clothes so messy? Forget it. I can't waste money on looks. I'd rather buy books instead. In 100 years, when people are reading my works, they aren't going to ask whether the author had holes in her sleeves. Okay. Dang, man, there's a lot. You come from Patax, right? Tell me about it. Oh, I love Patax, even though they kicked me out. A joyful place. What was life like there? Actually, Patax has always been one huge nest of thieves. Bandits, river pirates, smugglers, fences, card sharps. It's always been a home for the likes of them, but that was before Iravetti became king. With him, a whole different life began there. Iravetti always wanted to make history, but not as another bandit with a crown, though that's exactly what he is. He wanted to be glorified, through the centuries as a great patron of the arts. So he built the Academy of Grand Arts and spent lots of gold to assemble the best artists, poets, and musicians. Of course, the very best ones refused to go, but he got what he wanted in a way. If Patax was once just a booze barn for thieves, now it's a cabaret. What do you know of King Iravetti? He won his crown in a game of cards, which says as much about Patax as it does about him. He's fiendishly clever. Some cheats I know told me that from the moment he appeared, he started to pulling off such schemes that the old city masters just scratched their heads with him in charge. Gold flooded into Patax, and also he's incredibly, unimaginably, fantastically decadent and conceited. Getting drunk with whores at the pub, that's not Lord Iravetti's style. Oh no, he aims higher. Dressing up like a male Calistria with a golden codpiece and holding a 3-week orgy, with dancing on the rooftops, parades, public executions, and a contest for the best ode to the great unrivaled king. That's more like it. Tell me about the academy you studied at. You know, jokes aside, I'm thankful to Iravetti for building it, but he has no taste at all whatsoever. He likes his art loud, bright, grandiose, and most importantly, glorifying his Royal Highness. He kicked out the best charcoal artist because he didn't wish to spend money on gray scribbles. He sacked a masterful flute player from Tianzia for playing too quietly, and instead ordered them to open a kettle drum class. He even ordered the academy to expel me. And for what? An innocent limerick? Would you like to go back to the academy and finish your studies? I'd like to return, but on one condition. If they threw out 3/4 of the professors who teach there and returned all the ones they banished, if you ask me, I'm proud to have been expelled. If my art was to Iravetti's liking, then I would have reason to be ashamed. Let me ask you about something else. Tell me about the book you're writing. What is there to tell? You've seen some of my rough drafts already, haven't you? It's a book about you and your adventures. I'm writing the whole truth just as it happened. Well, the whole artistic truth. You know, no glory, no story. Why are you writing it? What's the point? When I was in the academy, Eobald, the insightful, began his literature course with the question, "What is a person?" And he answered, "A person is a storytelling animal. Our world does not consist of things, all these words, woods, seas, and cities. It consists of stories about those things, the stories we tell to ourselves and to each other. Just think about it. Centuries will pass, and there will be me. There will be no me and no you. All your subjects will be long gone, but you and I will live on in people's memories and influence their deeds, thanks to this very book. No offense, but your command of language is not that good. The truth doesn't hurt me. Who do you think my most severe critic is? That's right, it's me. This is my first real book, and I have much yet to learn. But don't you worry, I will do your feats justice. And if I put my foot in my mouth here and there, then we can print a second edition, revised and corrected. Well, your book's full of inconsistencies. Well, yes, I can admit that. Sometimes one has to bend a few details for the sake of dramatic effect. It's called poetic truth. I write about everything as if I saw it with my own eyes, even parts of the adventure that I wasn't proud for. But I do always carefully question everyone who was with me at the time. Think of it as a general picture. In the end, you're the hero of this book, and I'm just a storyteller. So what kind of character am I? Truth be told, I was a little afraid of meeting a real hero. In books, they're all protectors of the weak and poor. But what about in real life? But you eased my fears with 2 shakes of a tail. You're a true hero, just like the legends. My new fear is that in 100 years, my readers will say that people like you never existed. But I'm writing the truth. How do you feel about me reading your work in progress? Well, these are only drafts, but of course you're welcome to read them. Just keep in mind that even if you don't like what I write about, I won't change a single letter, so don't ask. Okay. So chaotic good. Write whatever you wish. I doubt you would defame me, or for that matter, overpraise. Thank you for your trust. I will not set out to please you, of course, but I still hope that you'll like my book just as much as our readers. Tell me about your friendship with Tessie and Quill. What's there to say? The books woke my urge to travel, but it was only thanks to Tessie that I managed to really get out of my village. At first, Tessie tried in vain to get rid of me, but later when I told her I was staying in Patak, she even shed a tear. I wonder where she's at now. What's the deal with the ring you are always wearing on your finger? Ah, this? It was a gift to me from my first teacher. It's magical, imbued by the powers of Sheelan, no less. When I get myself in trouble, it transports me to a safe spot. Okay. Believe that's it. Just don't leave without me, of course. I could write whatever you tell me, but if I wanted to stay cooped up in this dusty room, I'll still be sleeping through lectures at the academy. So wait, is that? Yeah. Pretty much must have been me to kick her out of the group. I won't do that to you, Lindsay. Let's check her out. Good day. I hope you're feeling alright after that battle. I can't thank you enough for what you've done. I definitely don't want to waste your time. But if you have a moment, I have a request. What did you want to ask me? This is a very personal request, and maybe not important enough for your time. I'll completely understand if you say no, but the first time the Stag Lord's thugs came here demanding money, they also took my wedding ring, just tore it off my hand. It's just a trinket really, but it meant so much to me. I remember every moment of the day Oleg came to me, that ring in hand, to ask me if I'd marry him. I was standing in a fancy dress on the stairs of my father's home, fearing that I'd misheard something, or that I'd say something stupid and everyone around me would laugh. If you happen to find my ring among the bandits' possessions, please bring it back to me. It's easy to recognize. My name is engraved inside the band. There is one more thing. Among the bandits there's a dark-haired woman who wields dual axes. She's not bad in a fight. In fact, she can be extremely dangerous and cruel, but please, I beg you, show her mercy if you have the chance. I can't promise anything, but if I do come across your ring, I'll return it to you. I understand. I appreciate any effort you put into it. Tell me about yourself. How did you and your husbands find the courage to establish a trading post in the Stolen Lands? It was Oleg's idea, though I supported him in it. We didn't realize how dangerous it was here, of course. In Rostov, everyone respects the sword lords, and everyone's accustomed to relying on them. Even the mention of someone like Lady Jamandi could be enough to fend off a street thug or some other trouble. It could maybe even work in some places here, but not with the Stag Lord's men. What can you tell me about the Stag Lord? He's not just some average bandit. If no one puts a stop to him, he'll turn the Stolen Lands into his personal kingdom, a kingdom of fear and oppression. I like adventures, but I definitely prefer the ones that involve stopping villains and helping people. I can't thank you enough for the hope you've given me, but please be careful. The Stag Lord is extremely dangerous. Farewell. Who are you? Hey, you're an adventurer, right? Seeking your fortune in the Stolen Lands? You aren't the only one of your kind here. Take my advice. Keep your eyes open and watch your back. Sometimes the ones who call themselves your friends are more dangerous than your enemy. Who are you? Orniel 8 Eyes. Once upon a time I was famous throughout Absalom. Orniel 8 Eyes of the Reckless 6. Well, glory passed quickly. A few miserable decades later and no one recognizes you on the street anymore. What a shame. What are you doing here? I sit here waiting for adventurers who are in need of help. We may be sitting here in a backwoods tavern, but in Absalom, I have a lot of friends who are eager to make a few coins. They have brave hearts, but shallow pockets. A little gold would be a welcome change for them. I can send them a message and they will come from Absalom through a portal. If you're interested, just give me a sign and we'll arrange everything right away. Also, I can summon the tutors from Pathfinder Society who can retain you and your companions. They're quite willing to do this for free the first 3 times you request their services. After that, the price for retaining will gradually increase. Such is their way of doing business with all new clients. Okay. Alright, I think I understand what you are. I don't need any of your business, lady. Alright.
Let us be careful.
Ember. I got one of those. Spoken or serene. Let's go ahead and trade. Greetings. You certainly ruffled those villains' feathers. Well, anyway, a new day, new troubles. Have you seen the fog? Never seen anything like it before. The road to Rostov looks like someone spilled milk and it's just hung in the air. I couldn't see anything through that suit. Not even with a torch. Feels like witchcraft to me. I'd bet the Stag Lord's involved somehow. Rumors say he deals with all kinds of bad magic. Okay. Show me your wares. Nothing too good for such a good person. Go ahead and sell this. So we'll probably finish up the rest of this tomorrow. Or I might do one more episode today, just going around and talking to these people. I'm going to keep one of these. I'm going to keep that too, just in case. I want to check it out and make sure that it's not better than the equipment that I have. Which I don't think so, but you can never be too careful. And I have some enchanted rings, it looks like, so I'm going to also have to take a look at those. Blood Signet. This can go. An Explorer's Belt. I think that's about it for right now. Deal. Let me check my inventory. What is this? Enchantment bonus to Constitution, +2 resistance, bonus saving throw against diseases. Awesome. Signet grants its wearer the ability to cast Bless spell as a first level cleric 3 times a day. But I'm not a cleric. Does that give me a spell? I cannot spell. Doesn't make sense. I could give it to my cleric. Really? I'll go ahead and give it to my cleric. So now I can do Bless 3 times a day. Cure light wounds, what is this? I don't need this many bless spells. I'm gonna summon. Then it grants us wearer the ability to cast Bless spell as a first level cleric 3 times a day. So does that mean he gets Bless anyway? Can I do 2 cure light wounds? Let's do that then. Summon. Let's try this. As I'm not really sure what this Bless Signet even really does. And it sounds like it'd be straightforward, but why want to know. Tell me about yourself. I just dislike the noise. From Rostov, cities are complicated. Lots of people, and each with their own place on the shelf. Bow before this one, fear this other. Bow before this one, fear this other. Don't do business with a third. But be sure to be extra nice to the fourth. And villages are a little better. Everyone likes to stick their noses into each other's business. I just wanted a place where I could be my own master, so I ended up here. I need to take care of this stag lord. Do you know anything about what to help me find him? That's quite a task you've set yourself on. The stag lord has a fortress somewhere in the area, but only a few chosen from the most trusted of his rabble are ever invited. The location of the fortress is a heavily guarded secret, and with this fog hanging around, I'd imagine it would be even harder to find. What else can you tell me about the stag lord? Not much. Not like I've sat down and shared a cup of wine with the man, you know, but I think he arrived in the Stolen Lands less than a year ago. From what I've heard, but as soon as he got here, he took over everything. I wrote to Rostov, tried to warn them that the stag lord wasn't some typical gang leader. They didn't listen. The rumors about him are horrible. He'll kill a person if they so much as disagree with him. He never reveals his face. Those who've seen him up close report the same thing. Ugly scars cover every inch of his skin, not covered by his clothes. We'll speak another time. Farewell. Immediately power he beckoned with. I guess the most surprising thing about him is okay. And I think we'll stop this video right here. I know it's just a lot of going around talking to the NPCs, but that's honestly part of the game, as well as fighting enemies and exploring and stuff like that. It's all part of the RPG experience. So with that, hopefully you all are enjoying it. We'll pick up here and we'll talk to the rest of the team and possibly move down the road a little bit, hopefully, in the next episode. So, alright, if you are enjoying, don't forget to leave a comment and let me know how things are going, and just like and subscribe. But until next time.